Hi Carl, this is Steven from CMP GM here in Calgary, and this right here is our 2024 Acura MDX Platinum Elite. First things first, I want to thank you for your interest in this unit. This is a very nice example of an MDX. What I'll do in this video, I'll give you a brief walk around tour, go over some key features, and explain why this vehicle is definitely worth your consideration. So let's get started. So let's start with what the MDX is. This is Acura's, well, most famous SUV. This is the 4th generation. It's been around since the early 2000s, and these days it is a 3-row SUV. Okay, now up front you have full LED lighting that includes daytime running lamps, as you see right there, headlamps, turn signals, fog lamps down below, the lot. Now along the front bumper you'll find it has parking sensors, and behind this big Acura logo is the sensor for the radar cruise control. Above that you'll find the front camera. That camera, of course, works with cameras on both side mirrors, as well as a backup camera, creating a 360 camera. Now, while I'm up here, I do want to show you a flaw that I just noticed. That may have happened in our lots, because I did show this vehicle recently, and that wasn't there. But just keep that in mind. I'm not sure if that's just dirt. I don't want to touch it too much, but just bear that in mind. Now, around the sides, you get these 20-inch alloy wheels. These are exclusive to the Platinum Elite package. They're wrapped in Bridgestone all-season rubber. Side mirrors are power folding. You have LED turn signals built into them. They're heated, they're auto-dimming, and you have blind spot monitoring as well. Now, you have keyless proximity entry on all 4 doors. And then out back, again, full LED lighting, brake lamps, turn signals, reverse lamps, and license plate bulbs. You have backup sensors along the rear bumper. Dual exhaust tips. These are real exhausts, by the way. Unlike a lot of German manufacturers, or competitors I should say. Backup camera right there. And of course the vehicle is locked. And I think the key's inside. So we'll go ahead and unlock it. Let's try this again. There we go. So it already has a cargo liner. Okay, you have storage over here. Beneath this cargo liner, you'll find a little bit more storage, and then your jack is located in this panel. Now, of course, as you see, the second row is up, but the third row is folded down. We can fold those up by pulling them. I'm going to remove this for a moment so I can show you. Just from these 2 handles. So it's a 50-50 split rear bench. And that is the cargo room behind the third row. To fold them, you simply, that's same on this side. And there you go. You also have tie downs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rear cup holders. And then you have a power outlet, 12-volt DC plug, grocery hooks, and a function to close the rear tailgates as you walk away. In addition to the button up top. You also find an SH all-wheel drive badge. That, of course, means super handling all-wheel drive. And speaking of the drivetrain, this has a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6, puts out 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, run to a 10-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. Let's take a look at this second row. So you have a bench configuration, perforated jet black leather with white or gray piping, very sharp. These seats move fore and aft, like so, and of course they recline. Now to get into the back row, you can fold them like that, but there's also a button located right there, also on that side as well. That opens up and gives you space to get into the third row, which I will show you how that looks. So decent room for sure. You have all-weather mats down below already pre-installed. This center seat can be folded down, and you reveal some cup holders and extra storage. Back here, you'll also find all-weather mats again, heated outboard seats. You have tri-zone climate control in here, so dual zone up front and then a tri-zone back here with rear AC vents. You have a 2-prong household plug 2 USB A's, and a 12-volt DC plug right there. Storage behind the seats, and you have sunshades on the rear doors, which is nice to have. Above your head, you're going to find LED lighting, as well as a full-size panoramic sunroof that extends just about here. A lot of them will stop around here. It's nice to have this for the rear or second row passengers. Now up front, you'll find, of course, power seats on both sides. This seat's going to be 16-way. That one, I believe, is 8. You'll find memory seats as well. Power trunk release. One-touch power windows all around. Power mirrors. Power folding mirrors. As you would expect for a vehicle of this price range and class. Now, straight ahead, I have a color heads-up display, digital display, and then a rather large infotainment system right here. This is controlled by a touchpad right here with hard buttons for back, home, and your secondary menu on the right. But getting back to this area, you have a leather-wrapped heated steering wheel with controls for your gauge cluster, your adaptive cruise control, your lane centering as well, and your gap adjust. So your following distance for the adaptive cruise control. The mileage at the time of this video is 16,830 kilometers. You have rain sensing wipers. You have automatic high beams. You have parking sensors that are defeatable. And of course, you have controls for your heads-up display, both height and brightness. One touch right here of this button will bring up your display for various safety support features, such as road departure mitigation, blind spot monitoring, and low speed braking control, collision mitigation braking. There you are. Now, power tilt and telescoping wheel, as you would expect. To the right of that, you'll find that it has a push button start, of course, and it has remote start as well. At the end of the turn signal stalk, I can push this, and that brings up the 360 camera, as well as curb camera mirrors. Very nice. Now behind the steering wheel, you also have paddle shifters for the 10-speed automatic. And then over here, you're going to find your dual zone climate control, your ventilated or cooled seats, heated seats, 3-level, and then you have auto mode, which will choose whether to cool your seats or heat them depending on the temperature that you have set over here and the temperature outside. You have a big knob here that is just for your driving mode. So you have sport, normal, comfort, and snow. And then you have your hard buttons and toggle switches for your transmission. So your hard button for park, reverse is right there. That brings up your camera, of course. You have neutral, drive, and if you hit drive again, it turns on sport mode. You have auto stop and start with a button to turn it off. Brake hold, a system that allows you to, when you're stationary and the vehicle is in drive, you can remove your foot from the brake and the vehicle will remain stationary. It will hold the brake for you. You also have USB-C, USB-A, and then your hard volume knob with track buttons just below that. Little storage pocket there, cup holders here, wireless charger here, and this right here is to rest your arm, or your wrist rather, when you're using the infotainment touchpad. Storage in there, and some deeper storage in there with a USB-A and another 12-volt DC plug. Original owner's manual in the felt-lined glove box, and you have memory seats on the passenger side as well. Frameless rearview mirror, sunglass holder, and of course that rather large panoramic sunroof. Now, one thing to note as well, I'm just going to go back to the home screen. You have Sirius XM radio, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both wireless. You also have factory navigation, right there if you need it. And you have a system called Cabin Talk. So this is technology borrowed from the Honda Odyssey, as far as I know. Essentially, there are microphones and little speakers located in the cabin here. So as I'm driving along, if I have kids in the back seats, it will amplify my voice to speakers back there. Very handy, right? Because of course there's a lot of real estate in here. And if you're paying attention to the road and you're facing forward, sometimes it's hard for your rear passengers to hear what you're saying. So this aids that. That's also part of the Platinum Elite package that this vehicle has. And then of course, this also has the uprated 16 speaker ELS sound system. Just to let you know. But that's this vehicle in a nutshell. Please let me know your thoughts. And if you'd like to come in for a test drive, I'd love to invite you in. But Carl, I appreciate you watching, and we'll chat soon.